Let's talk about a day that sent a shockwave through the entire global tech industry. February 4th, 2026. It wasn't your typical market crash. It was something deeper. A signal that the very ground beneath the IT services world was starting to crack. And to really get what happened, we've got to start with the numbers. Here's the number that flashed across trading screens everywhere. $285 billion. That's how much value just evaporated from global software and IT stocks in a few hours. This wasn't just a dip in the market. No, this was a full-blown reckoning. And this quote, which started popping up everywhere, on investor calls and in news reports, it just perfectly captured that sudden, terrifying feeling. The future that everyone was talking about, maybe even dreading a little, well, it had just kicked down the door. So what on earth actually happened on that day? What was the spark that lit this massive fire in the market? Well, it all came down to a single product launch from a company called Anthropic. See, Anthropic didn't just put out another AI model. They launched something way more disruptive, Claude Cowork. Now, think of this like a collection of specialized AI agents that could just do complex professional jobs. We're talking legal reviews, sales automation, data analysis. This is what we call agentic AI. AI that doesn't just answer questions, it acts. It completes entire workflows on its own. And here's the kicker: no coding required. The fallout was immediate, and it was everywhere. And that's really the key thing to understand here. This wasn't just an Indian IT problem. Yeah, Infosys and Wipro took a big hit, but just look at the US firms. Cognizant and Accenture got hammered, down a staggering 25%. Even giants like Thomson Reuters felt it. The market got the message loud and clear. This threatens the entire global ecosystem of knowledge work.
So you're probably asking, wait a minute, we'd had powerful AI like GPT-4 for a while now. Why was this the thing that caused such a panic? And that's the crucial question. What made Claude Cowork the tipping point?
Well, it's because this marks a fundamental shift. Up until this point, AI was a tool, a very powerful tool for sure, but you still needed a human, an IT team, a developer to actually build something with it to get any business value. Agentic AI like Claude Cowork is totally different. It's an AI worker. A lawyer doesn't need to call IT anymore. They can just talk to the legal AI agent to review a contract. The AI isn't just helping with the work, it is the work. And this brings us to a really important concept, disintermediation. It's a fancy word, but all it means is cutting out the middleman. For decades, IT services firms have been that essential middleman, connecting complex tech with business needs. Agentic AI is threatening to just remove them from the picture completely. You know, every great business has a moat, that competitive advantage that protects it. For IT services, the moat was always how complex projects were and the massive scale you needed to get them done. Well, that moat isn't just shrinking, it's basically evaporating right before our eyes. And this takes us right to the heart of the dilemma for India's massive tech industry. You have this incredible industry that was built for one world, and it's now facing a completely new one, a world where its biggest strengths might suddenly be its weaknesses. I mean, for decades, this was the winning playbook, right? The biggest companies in the world came to Indian IT firms because they could put together these huge, talented teams of engineers, manage incredibly complex projects, and deliver on time, every time. The whole model was built on the idea that you needed that massive scale. But here's the question that just shatters that entire model. What happens when a client can get the same result, or maybe even a better one, just by deploying a simple AI plugin? The entire business case for that huge traditional IT project just vanishes. The AI agent wins on cost, on speed, on flexibility. Okay, so this all sounds pretty bleak, I know. But here's the thing. Within all this chaos, there is a massive, massive opportunity. This isn't just a threat. It's a signal, a call for what you might call the great IT pivot. The rules of the game have changed, but the game is definitely not over. The whole shift is moving from being just an implementation service provider to becoming an AI transformation partner. It's about getting away from just building what the client asks for and moving towards designing entirely new AI-first ways of doing business. And you do it with smaller, much more strategic teams. And in the real world, that means the old 50-person team with its slow delivery times gets replaced by a super nimble 5-person micro team. And look at these new roles: AI architect, prompt engineer, data custodian. These are the skills for the new world. It's about orchestrating AI, not just writing lines of code. Because here's the opportunity. Most big companies can't just flip a switch and become AI native overnight. They need help. They need partners who can help them manage a bunch of different AIs, who can guarantee data security, who can build the rules for governance. This is the new moat. It's not about scale anymore. It's about trust, expertise, and orchestration.
All right, so let's bring this home. What does this actually mean for you? Whether you're a seasoned IT pro, a business leader, or maybe just starting out in tech, this moment demands action. So let's walk through a quick survival guide.
Here are 4 things you need to be doing, like right now. First, you have to become fluent in these new AI agents. Second, you've got to change how you talk about what you do. It's not development anymore, it's AI orchestration. Third, you have to embrace that small, micro-team model. And fourth, double down on trust and governance. That's where the new competitive advantage is going to be. And let's get even more specific. If you're an IT professional, your job is changing from building things to orchestrating things. If you're new to tech, wow, what an incredible opportunity. Learning how to architect AI-first systems is the hottest skill on the planet right now. And if you're a leader, you've got a moonshot moment. Use the cash from your old business to fund the transformation into a true AI-native company. So at the end of the day, this isn't really a story about the end of the IT industry. I mean, the old model of huge teams and slow projects, yeah, that might be over. But the industry itself isn't going anywhere. This is a story about evolution, and the winners are going to be the ones who adapt the fastest. The companies and the people who are going to thrive are the ones with the clearest understanding of this new AI and the courage to make bold moves. So that really just leaves one last question, and this one's for you to answer. What's your move?